Hey everyone, welcome back to JavaScript Advanced tutorial. In this tutorial, we will understand how to access document object model using JavaScript, and we will also understand how to manipulate DOM elements. In the previous video, we had learned what is DOM is all about. Now let's understand how to access document object model elements. So let's get started. So when we started learning JavaScript, we had learned how to import JavaScript in the HTML file using script tag. You can use JavaScript in the HTML using script tag, or you can import JavaScript file using the source attribute of script tag. So when you import JavaScript in the HTML, you can immediately begin using API for the document or window. As I said in the previous lecture, using JavaScript, you can create dynamic pages. Then what you can do with the DOM object? Using DOM object, you can change any HTML elements and its attributes. Using DOM object, you can create new HTML elements with its attribute, and also you can remove it if you want. Using DOM object, you can add and change CSS styling of the page. DOM object can react all the event in the HTML page, and you can create or change any event in the web page. So DOM is a standard object model and programming interface for HTML. The DOM object defines the HTML element as object, and the DOM object also defines properties of HTML elements and methods to access HTML elements, and also event for HTML elements. So basically you can do everything with HTML elements using document object model. In the document object model, methods are action performed on HTML elements, and properties are values which you can change or set. So we will first understand the DOM programming interface. As I said in the previous lecture, all HTML elements are defined as objects. In the programming interface, property is a value which you can get or set, and methods are action performed on the HTML elements, like deleting an HTML elements or create a new one. Now let's take a look at the example and understand how to access HTML element using document object model. So the commonly used to access HTML elements is using method called getElementById. Using this method, you can access any HTML element in the DOM tree. You can also change any HTML text or specify a new text using JavaScript. Using DOM inner HTML property, you can set or get any value of the HTML element. So let's consider the following example. In the previous video, we had created this dom.html file. So in this file, in the body section, I will just create an empty paragraph here and specify id para, and just leave this paragraph as it is. Now using this IDE, we will access this paragraph using the JavaScript. But first, we need to link my main.js file using script tag. To use JavaScript in the HTML, you need to first link your JavaScript file to the HTML document. You can use JavaScript in the HTML also, but we are using external JavaScript file to maintain my JavaScript code separately. So I will just link this file. I will just say script and specify attribute source, and in this attribute I will just specify my main.js file, right? After that, in the main.js file, we will write some code to access the paragraph and specify some demo text. So I will just click on the main.js file, and here, so in this file, I will just select para is equal to, so this is my variable, and now I will just first call my document. So to call the document, we have a document object. So we'll just say document. So this document object refers to the current document. And then I will call the method of this document object. So I will say dot getElementById. As the name implies, using this method, you can get your element by its ID. So I will say getElementById, and in the parenthesis, I will specify para. So this is my ID, right? Now we have paragraph in the para variable. Let me show you the paragraph on the console. So I will just say console.log and specify para here, right? So this is your paragraph. So this method will return paragraph to the para variable. Now you have your paragraph. Now we wanted to specify text to this paragraph. To get content of an element, you can use inner HTML property. As I said earlier, using inner HTML property, you can get or set text to the HTML element. So I will just say para dot inner HTML is equal to, so I will just set text to this paragraph, and in the double quote I will say this is DOM tutorial, right? So when you execute this, you will get your text on the document. This text will not print on the console. We are not printing this text on the console. This text will print on the document because we are using HTML, right? HTML all tags are print on the document. Just after that, you can do the same thing with JavaScript chaining also. So I will just say document.getElementById and specify my para here, which is the ID of my paragraph, dot inner HTML, and specify my text here. So I will just say this is DOM tutorial. We will understand what is JavaScript chaining in the future tutorials. But just for now, we are just creating a chain of methods and properties. So when you execute this, you will get the same outcome. You can do the same thing with getElementByTagName method also. The getElementByTagName method will get the element by the HTML tag name, just like this. So I will just let p is equal to document.getElementByTagName, and in the parenthesis I will specify p, right? When you print this on the console, you will get your paragraph object on the console, right? So when you execute this, you will get HTML collection object, and this object contains paragraph. You can access any HTML element using JavaScript. That's it. I hope you understand this lecture. I have asked a question in the comment. Answering that question will help you to understand this topic more easily. That is all for now. We will see you in the next tutorial.